In a significant development that has stirred considerable debate, former FBI Director James Comey has been indicted by a federal grand jury on serious allegations of providing false statements to Congress and obstructing justice. This event marks a notable moment nearly 10 years after the outset of the controversial investigation known as Russiagate, a term that embodies the scandal surrounding President Trump's prior campaign and its alleged connections to Russian officials. President Trump himself has publicly welcomed the indictment, asserting that it demonstrates how justice in America is being upheld. At 64 years old, Comey becomes the most prominent former government official to be charged in relation to the extensive FBI inquiry into purported collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign during the 2016 presidential election. Should he be found guilty of both charges, he could face a prison sentence of up to 5 years. Reports suggest that Comey intends to voluntarily surrender to authorities on a forthcoming Friday, as indicated by CNN's Kaylin Collins. The case has been assigned to District Judge Michael Nachmanoff, who was appointed by President Joe Biden. This legal process is set to unfold with Comey's arraignment scheduled for October 9th at a federal courthouse located in Alexandria, Virginia. To navigate this legal challenge, Comey has enlisted the expertise of Patrick Fitzgerald, a former federal prosecutor known for co-handling high-profile cases. The former FBI leader's indictment has ignited fiery sentiments, particularly from Trump, who took to Truth Social to denounce Comey as one of the worst human beings this nation has encountered, while celebrating the accountability that is finally manifesting. Trump's post declared, "Today he was indicted by a grand jury on 2 felony counts for various illegal and unlawful acts. He has been so bad for our country," prompting concerns about the potential political implications for the judicial system. The indictment itself comes just before the expiration of a 5-year statute of limitations, which was critical concerning Comey's testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee on September 30th, 2020. Attorney General Pam Bondi firmly stated, "No one is above the law," reinforcing the commitment of the Justice Department to hold individuals in power accountable for any misleading conduct toward the American public. The more hefty accusations stem from Comey's interaction with Senator Ted Cruz during the aforementioned Senate hearing. In this exchange, Comey apparently denied ever approving any leaks to the media connected to both the Trump investigation and a separate investigation into Hillary Clinton's controversial use of a private email server. The lines of inquiry included pointed questions from Cruz, asking Comey if he had ever served as a source for news reports. Comey, under oath, insisted he had not done so. However, the indictment claims that these statements were knowingly false, indicating that Comey had sanctioned an individual to act as an anonymous source for relevant news reports. Prosecutors argue that by making these allegedly deceptive remarks, Comey attempted to corruptly endeavor to influence, obstruct, and impede Congress, which has led to the charges of obstruction of a congressional proceeding. Interestingly, Comey has, in the past, acknowledged leaking information to the media, notably in 2017 when he described asking a friend to disclose personal memos to the press regarding discussions he had with Trump. Throughout various investigations, discrepancies have emerged between Comey's and others' accounts about information shared with the media, particularly regarding the Clinton probe. For instance, while McCabe revealed his involvement in leaking information about the Clinton investigation, Comey maintained a position of non-involvement in those disclosures, which has only added to the complexity of this situation. After the indictment was announced, Comey shared his sentiments in a video on Substack, expressing dismay over the implications for the Department of Justice, but asserting his innocence and a willingness for a trial. He stated, "We will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either." Although the grand jury did not indict him for a second false statement concerning his memory of approval related to election strategies, the pressures surrounding accountability and the ongoing narrative surrounding the Russiagate saga continue to unfold. Earlier on the same day as the indictment, Trump publicly distanced himself from any undue influence over the prosecutorial decisions, emphasizing that he respects the judicial process. Meanwhile, FBI Director Kash Patel characterized the indictment as another crucial element in pursuing accountability for individuals perceived to be involved in what he termed the Russiagate hoax. This ongoing episode raises larger questions about the intersection of politics and law enforcement and the implications of power dynamics within our democratic framework. As this saga continues to develop, it's essential to consider: what does this indictment mean for the future of political accountability in America? Are we witnessing a resurgence of accountability in political realms? Or does this represent something more troubling regarding the state of our justice system? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this highly contentious issue, so feel free to share your opinions.